started since it's just the two of you. So we tried to think about, I know you guys are busy, so since you came here, we tried to think about what the best workshops have. And I know when we go to workshops, we feel like when we get stuff, when we walk away with things to actually use. So Ms. Sanchez, Mr. and I compiled a bunch of things that you guys can take home for practice. And we're in luck because it's mostly geared towards K1, and that's your children. So I'm just going to go through things that's set up, and then when we're done, you guys can go around and take whatever you want. So the first thing for the tablets, we have a list of websites here that we recommend, because we know at home they don't really want to practice when they're not in school. So that is our biggest recommendation. If you go to those websites, have them go on. There's all different kinds of things on there. They can have stories read to them, you know, where there's sounds for letter sounds, or, you know, for us we're doing blends or digraphs, things like that. And they really like the tablet. So, or a tablet or a computer, it's really good for them to practice with those at home because they enjoy that. So before you leave, make sure you take a list of those. You definitely have any age level. There's all different kinds that they can use to practice. That's a big recommendation that we have. First and foremost, because they're so interested in it. So that's our first thing. You can even try some of them out. When I'm done, you can try some of them out if you want to kind of look at some of the websites. That's why we have the tablets here. Our next thing is, over there we have a list of the most commonly used sight words for early childhood. And you can take the pack with it, and I always recommend to the parents that you don't just have them practice them because it's really boring, and gone are the days where children sit and memorize. So what I recommend is I have some games that I've made that I've used in the classroom, and like they're really simple. I just print things out off of, you know, clip art or whatever, and then I make it into a game. So you can look at some of the ones that I did to give you guys ideas, because I find that when you include them in the process too, when they're making the game, then they're really excited to play it, and it's really beneficial for them. That way they're practicing the sight words, which is one of the best things you could do for early readers, but they don't feel like they're studying. You know, it's fun for them. And I have to tell you, for KM1, one of the best things you could do since they're early readers is sight word practice. It sounds really simple, but it's really important because at this age, if they're just learning how to read, if they come to a sentence a word that they don't know in that sentence, they lose their whole comprehension. You know, so basic sight word prep will really go a long way. So when you're done, when I'm done, you can check out some of the stuff we have over there. The next one, here we have guided reading and decoding. I have some of these little bookmarks that we use in the classroom. It has like strategies for them when they come to a word that they don't know. It's good for you too because it kind of gives you an idea to see some strategies that we're using. So that way you can say, oh, you know, let me check this out. Let me see how they do it. So that way they can figure out how to decode things that they don't know. Also, I have this reading journal, which is all different kinds of comprehension skills, which are pretty much K1 and 2. All different kinds of things that are going to be coming. So it's good, even if you can't use that right now, for next year for sure. It pretty much hits all the guided reading skills, so it's great for them to practice with. This one is also a packet of different story maps, which is great because any book that they read at home, you can use that to do with them. So any book, if you go to Barnes & Noble, you can sit and take that with you, and any book that either you read to them or they read to you, you can have them fill out a story map. You can have them either write sentences, or if not, they can draw pictures. Because that's how you're reinforcing that they're comprehending what they're reading, is filling out any one of these different kinds of story maps. So that's a great one too. Also, we have a list of comprehension skills, and it literally lays out for you what you can ask them before they read the story. These are some things you can ask them before they read it. While they're reading it, you can ask them these. And then on the back, it tells them after the story. Because these are all things that we're doing in our small guided reading. It's what we would do. So it's kind of like a script for you to be us. So you know exactly what I'm saying to them or what their teacher is saying. So that way you can kind of ask them the same things. And it'll kind of give them an advantage because if they're used to doing it with you, their vocabulary and whatnot is with us, you know, they'll have an advantage in that way. So that's another thing I recommend that you take. Also, over there we have a packet of writing prompts. It's just a basic pack of writing prompts because really K1 we do a lot of opinion writing at the beginning, but they'll definitely start to build on that. We also recommend, in addition to doing something like that, if they go with you to the store or the supermarket, we recommend that they make lists. Believe it or not, that's really helpful. It helps to build the strength in their hand and helps them to get their ideas down on paper in a really simple kind of more fun way, like take a clipboard with you and have them go to the supermarket and make a list of things that they need, or a list of places that they want to go. Any kind of list making is pretty beneficial to them. So that's like a, kind of fun idea to do for writing. Also, I do recommend that on occasion, have them sit and write about their day. Like if you did something fun, have them come home and write about it. Like write what they liked about it. Because I know for kindergarten that's a little more difficult, but in first grade that's what we're doing. We're writing opinion pieces right now. We're going to move into other things, but that's a good way to practice. And then the last thing over there, we have some study skills. So it's things in K and 1. A lot of it is K review and a lot of first grade. Basic things that we've gone over this year, so you can kind of see things that they should know or that they should be practicing. We kind of just compiled a bunch of things that some of those charts we've made here together, so for them to see and them to get exposure to. And so a lot of the times when parents come to us, they say, what can we do, what are we doing? That's kind of just a whole bunch of things put together so you can see it and always have it as a reference for if there's ever extra time and you feel like you want to practice or want to do any of that. That's kind of all compacted together. But is there any questions about anything? All right, maybe let you. Anything else you want to add, Mr. O? Or before I let them look?
They can look around, sure.
Okay, so you guys can go around and take anything that you want from any of the little groups, any of the paperwork, or whatever you think.
Just want to thank you both for your support of the Title I program. We really appreciate it. And if you ever have any questions or suggestions, please write us a note, and we'll get back to you within 48 hours. Okay?
These are already the apps that are downloaded. What's that they would play with?
Yeah, absolutely. Take whatever. Mrs. Just me? And I wanted to show you. So like over here, I just wanted to show you guys what we have for. So like these are different games that we created, and so like these are just like the sight words, and what we do is we turn them all down and they have to flip them over and read them, and if they know it, they get to like put it in so they score. You know what I mean? And they keep track of how many they have. So it's like a game like who wins. This is the same thing except it's SH and TH, and that's what we're doing, right? We're doing that right now. So that way, this way they get to same thing. They kind of put them all down, and then they can take turns and they flip it over. They read the word. Like I did this one where if it has SH or TH, they get to put it in. So this one doesn't. So they would flip it back over. Any kind of games like this robot, there's cards, and this one is for the long E sound. So it's EE or EA. So same thing with the cards, they take their turn. If it has EE or EA, they get to put it in his mouth. Just to kind of make it more interesting rather than just presenting it to them like that. Because if you present this to a K or 1 child, it's a lot and it's very boring to them. So if you present it to them in this way, like it's much more interesting. I even got the little crayons, like you can get these on Michael's or whatever. And then like same thing, like they're sorting the words by OW or OU. For kindergarten, you could do vowels or consonants, or you could do like, I think they do three letters a week, so you could do the 3 different letters, that kind of stuff. But like we're gonna start contractions, so this is like a contraction memory game. I just put the contractions and the cards, and they flip them over, and they have to match them, like memory, like the 2 words and the contraction. This is the same thing with compound words, like 2 words that they flip over. If it makes a compound word, they can, they get a match, so they get to keep that. But I just wanted to show you this, because this is what I pretty much advocate for early childhood. Like this is just, not
Where do you
interesting.
get all the little different?
I made these, like I laminated these, but you don't have to do that, but like I printed these off the computer. I print little basketballs out, and then I just laminate them. That's why, but you could buy these too. Like you could go to Staples or something, and like these I bought from like Staples or wherever. These I printed out and laminated. These I bought. I don't know, where did you get these?
Which one of those? Let me see.
Like these little crayons. I feel like
At a teacher store.
Yeah, or like Michael's
Yeah.
or
Michael's.
Staples or any of that. Like, because these are good for you because they could play together.
Right.
Your children could play together. So like, because for Caitlin and Keegan, we're gonna start contractions. So like, that's a really good memory game for them. And you just want to make it fun because they don't want to sit and memorize sight words anymore. But that's a huge help for them. That's very
The
beneficial
Target
for
dollar
them.
spot is also good. You could find some good finds in there too.
It comes
Target?
Yeah, like the
Yes,
little
the dollar spot,
right as soon
yeah.
as you like walk in to any Target, there's like a little Target dollar spot in there, and
dollar
sometimes
zone, dollar store.
yeah,
Yeah,
a dollar store too is
Dollar
good.
store.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That's what I would recommend. So yeah, so make sure you take one of everything then before you leave. You could take it for all of your children because there's more than enough.
Is that the one?
So I think that's it. So if there's nothing else, you guys can just take whatever and when you're done you can go. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for all this information.
I don't know if you want me to. Yeah. Oh, good.